Good day, everyone. Welcome to On the Bench. This is a little fly. It's Denny's Callibaetis from Denny Rickards. Denny's tied some very simplistic fly patterns over the years and fishes lakes extensively. We had the opportunity to fish with him and tie a lot of his flies for years. And don't let how simple some of these flies look, how easy they are to tie. We want to make sure they're done right. I had a gentleman reach out to me here, Jim Ryan. I'm going to give you a special mention there, Jim. I thank you for reaching out. You tied some nice flies on your post. I did see that online. Look good. We're just going to correct a couple things. I'll just show you. He was wanting to know where he could find some proper tying methods for this fly. So we're just going to tie that for Jim. And any of you lake anglers, if you want a good little fly, here's one that'll you'll be surprised how good it is. So we're going to use a 2x long, size 12. You can go to 10s, 12s, and 14s. The tail and the shell back, I'm going to use some mallard duck, a mallard flank in a wood duck color. And body is just going to be some hare's ear dubbing, natural hare's ear. Go to some grizzly saddle to match the size of your fly. We're going to use some copper wire to rib the fly and some 8/0 tan thread to tie with. Not a lot of ingredients. The peacock and burnt orange is another nice coloration. This color here is going to be predominantly used up near the surface, just under the surface. We'll fish that a lot of times with a clear intermediate line. Some guys fish it with floating lines, they work too, but the line does disturb the water, surface water, so sometimes that'll put a fish off. So that's the only reason I like to go just subsurface with it. So when we're grabbing our mallard, make sure you get it, it's got its natural shape to it. We don't want these, we want to get some nice even tips. You see that the tips up here, really nice and straight. Good barring. Get a nice pinch. And Jim, your flies look good. You're just a little thick on the tail there. We want to keep this fly very thin. I want if the tail's going to curve, I want it to curve up. That makes sense. Okay. And then we'll just fold the shell back over itself. I'll tie it back. Then come in with some copper wire and throw a half hitch on here. I'm just going to dub this on with my Norvise, but you can dub it on by hand. The reason I like the Norvise or dubbing loops is you get a little buggier dubbing on there. Don't trap all the fibers down so much. That's really why I bought a Norvise years ago. I just love the way they dub. And so there we go. We get that on there like that. Get a few wild hairs. That's okay. Don't worry about that. I want flies to catch fish. You buggy little guys get her done. Tied by the Denny ties his by the tip and then runs it forward. I go this way. This way I like to do it. And I'm going to take a turn at the front. We're going to go 3 or 4 turns. I'm going to go 4.5. Turn on the back, catch it in with my wire, and then I can reinforce my wire as I go forward. I go kind of slow so I don't trap any of the hackle down. Get my wire to the front, tie it off, and cut her hackle off the back. Cutting wire, always cut it on the inside of your scissors too. You don't want to dull your scissors up with the wire. And then trim the top of your hackle before you pull the case over. Now when I pull the case over by tying it back like I did, you've got the nice markings on there too. Didn't look like it when I tied the tail the other way around, but once you tie it back, then it corrects itself. And then when I cut off here, I'm just going to leave my scissors on the eye, that angle of the eye of the hook, and you get it cut nice and close. I just go with my thumb here, just a little guide. I can build a head in behind here, nice little head on the fly. We'll finish that off. And nip that off. Now, an important thing with all these fullback style flies, you see all the hackle sticking out to the side? You want to make sure that you lay your scissors along the side and trim that down. We only want the hackle coming off the bottom. Looked like I had lots of extra hackle on there, but once I trim that, all we got is a little bit of legs left, and that's good. The tail's coming straight out. You don't want the tail running at an angle either. That'll kind of affect the way it swims. Little hackle sticking out of the way there, but that is such a simple little fly, and really works well. Basically, Denny's calling for three wraps of hackle the way he does it. I did 4, but when I trim mine off, and he trims his off too, but it's pretty weak on the hackle, but that's all the legs you need, and it's a great little bug. So hope that helps you out, Jim, and all you folks at Fish Lakes. Give this one a try. It's a simple little fly to tie. It's a lot of fun to fish. You'll see a lot of fish working up near the surface. Pull this one out of your box, tie it on your intermediate line, and you'll be into some really nice fish. So all the best to you. We'd like to thank you for watching.